Art House partners with the ABS-CBN Foundation for its Hulma sculpture exhibit, which will feature artworks by homegrown artists. The exhibit will open to the general public this Independence Day weekend. Parts of the proceeds will be used to continue rehabilitation projects in areas devastated by Typhoon Odette. To talk more about this are Mr. Juan M. Pineda, President and CEO of Art House, and Ms. Maritess Pineda, Art House Director. Good morning, Carlo. Good morning, Ma'am Maritess. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Nikki. Thank you for having us.
All right. So, first off, Ma'am Maritess, can you each tell us na lang more about the special exhibit Hulma? You know, its beneficiaries, how it's an exhibit for a cause. Ma'am Maritess, you may go first.
Okay. My son Carlo decided to put up this exhibit to help ABS-CBN in their support for the victims of the Typhoon Odette. But he focused it on 3 sculptors that are upcoming in the art field, because the goal of Art House is really to help budding artists get off the ground and find their place in the artist world. So this is the exhibit. It is called Hulma, an exhibit for a cause. We have 3 artists, Enon de Belen, Anita del Rosario, and Jef Albea.
All right, we'll get to them later on. To talk more about their art styles and their sculptures. What about you, Carlo?
Well, Art House was really put together with the vision of telling a tale about Philippine culture using art as a medium. And like what my mom said, it's important for us to help these emerging artists get momentum, because one of the challenges of the artist is really trying to understand who their market is and how do they tap this kind of investors, art investors. So what we want to do is be able to tap a broader middle market for the younger artists so that they can get themselves off the ground.
And Carlo, how will you go about its opening? It launches first on June 11, right, at the White Mouse Gallery with no less than Mrs. Manolo Lopez and ABS-CBN Foundation Managing Director Roberta Lopez Feliciano as special guests. And then to the public on June 12 and 13?
Yes, so on June 11, we will be opening it to the public from 2 o'clock onwards until 7. On June 12 and 13, starting 10 a.m. until 7 p.m., it will also be open to the general public. So we hope that people can come to see the works of these artists.
And what variety of art will we be seeing there? How many will be on display? How many are for sale?
Actually, we will be having a total of 33 pieces. Each artist will have around 10 to 12 pieces. Majority of the pieces will be very contemporary. These are sculptures. Like Enon de Belen, she is into women empowerment. So a lot of her works are based on that. Anita del Rosario, for example, she started as a jeweler and comic designer, but right now has focused on sculptures using precious metals, like mother of pearl, brass, copper, so these kinds of things. And then for Jef Albea, he's an artist that used to do, he's a couturier, So so from being a couturier, I think during the pandemic, he was hit by a major challenge because the market wasn't buying his clothes, but eventually started doing art and actually launched a show, Tadhana, just in New York a couple of months back, which was very, very successful and sold out. So we're very excited to feature these artists because they're young, emerging, and very contemporary.
And these artworks, most will be sculptures. What about
Yes.
other forms of art? Would you also have those?
For this show, we're focusing sculptures. That's the theme of the show, and that's why it's called Hulma, no, to mold. Basically, it's really for us to mold and help the artists grow in their field, and at the same time to educate the younger generation investors that would want to get into the art scene and art investment.
And Ma'am Maritess, how were the artists picked? Were they invited to join the cause?
Yes, I saw their artworks, some of them on Facebook, and I tried to look for them and talk to them if they were willing to have an exhibit with us. I found it very interesting because they were really not artists, no? But we offered them a platform where they can expose their art and be given the chance to find their place in the art circle. But some of them were recommended to us by Ricky Francisco, who also was aware of what they have been doing in the past. Like Anita, she used to be a jewelry designer. So we want to tap her also for that. But for this show, she is now a sculptor using our local raw materials and making it an art piece that will be acceptable in the local and international market. For Enon, she was a registered nurse. So it's so exciting to see how she started to focus just on her art, and now is showing all these beautiful women forms to show peace and calm. And as you know, we always try to support women empowerment. So she showed it in her art pieces. So these are the things that we would want to show to educate our up and coming collectors so that they can also own some artworks that are not too expensive and that are still affordable.
And if I may add, I think it's one of the focus and mission of the show is to inspire younger artists that have come from different fields and art is just a hobby for them. So we're hoping that with this launching of this show, it will allow us to inspire them that art can be their main focus and their source of livelihood, and it's sustainable.
Yeah.
Right. And this exhibit will be held in person, right? Are you also looking to have it available to view online afterwards?
Yes. So first, it will be done in person in La Fuerza through White Walls Gallery. And the second phase will be showing and featuring them through our Facebook page online. And so everyone who's interested still to invest, we were very open and welcome everyone.
Another question for both of you. What role would you say does art play when it comes to showcasing our culture and, the essence of being Filipino?
Mom, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show that by being aware of the local and raw materials that we have all over the country, you can come up with the product because of your own design. You can come up with a product that will be appreciated by both a local and an international collector. And this is where the Filipinos are very good. We are supposedly always called the Italy of this side of the world because our Filipino designers are very creative. And since they're not used to being so industrial, they really are able to make use of these raw materials just by using their hands or by using very simple techniques. So in a way, they can contribute really to coming up with art that can be eventually part of our cultural heritage.
All right, Carlo.
Carlo.
Well, just to add, I think for us, it's really our vision here is to really help the young artists be able to achieve their passion in arts. And by using, like what my mother mentioned, the local material, the creativity of the Filipino talent is very vast, and we have a lot of it. The challenge always for the Filipinos is how do they have the confidence to market themselves locally, and of course more so internationally. So I think that's where the challenge lies, no? And we're hoping with Art House we can bridge that major gap. And so I hope we can inspire the other artists. If they want to work with us, we'd be very open to work with them.
All right. Lastly, giving you an opportunity to invite people to see the exhibit. Where can we go to find more about this?
Well, we have a Facebook page, The Art House PH. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. We have the same IG handle and FB handle. At the same time, you can visit us in White Walls Gallery this June 11 from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. and June 12 and 13 from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. White Walls Gallery is in La Fuerza compound in Pasong Tamo, Makati. So you can just find that in Google easily.
Now, Maritess, anything you'd like to add?
I hope all of the artists will feel they have a place in the sun, and that they will not be afraid to try to venture into something that they are not yet good at. But Art House promises to help them get off the ground and find their own sustainability in what kind of design and art they can show us. Come and I'm sure you'll enjoy the show.
All right. Thank you for all that you do. Exciting things ahead. Thank you so much this morning for joining us, Maritess and Carlo. Please stay safe.
Thank you, Nikki, for having us. We appreciate
Thank you
it.
for giving us this opportunity. We'll be back. Don't worry.
Pleasure is ours.